When a user completes any activity critical to the success of business, like buying a product from your website, it is known as a conversion. However, how do you decide who gets the credit? They may have visited several touchpoints along the conversion path they pass through, like coming from a tweet and then from a Facebook post and even from a Google search, before actually completing the conversion. Basically, the attribution model decides how much credit each activity or touchpoint gets along the way. To learn more about attribution and attribution modeling, you can view our last video from over here. In this video, we are going to take a look at different attribution models in Google Analytics. By default, Analytics uses last non-direct click attribution model, which means it assigns all the credit to the last touchpoint as long as it is indirect. It also allows you to choose from multiple different attribution models, and while some of them are based on the single attribution system, assigning credit for a whole conversion to a single touchpoint like the first touchpoint and last touchpoint models. There are also some more complex models based on the multi-attribution system. In this, the credit for a successful conversion is split across different touchpoints the user visits along the way. First, we will take a look at some single attribution models. The last interaction model attributes all the credit for a conversion to the last touchpoint or channel with which the customer interacted before completing the conversion. If a user visits multiple campaigns along the conversion path, only the last conversion in the path will get all the credit. There are a number of different variations of the last interaction model, from last touchpoint to last non-direct click to the last advert click. Similarly, there is a first interaction model that attributes all the credit for a conversion to the first touchpoint in the user's conversion path. One important thing to keep in mind is the look back window in this case, which decides how far back in time should the model look for touchpoints. For example, if the first touchpoint was 35 days ago and your look back window is only 30 days, the first interaction model will assign the credit to the first touchpoint within the lookback window. Now we will take a look at some multi-attribution models. The linear model distributes the credit across all channel interactions, giving an equal amount of credit to all of them. There is also a time decay model that most heavily credits the most recent touchpoints. Based on the concept of exponential decay, it assigns credit to each touchpoint along the conversion path based on how old the touchpoint is in reference to the time of the conversion. The default half-life for this model is 7 days, which means that if a touchpoint occurred a week before the conversion, it will receive half the credit of a touchpoint that occurs on the day of the conversion. A 14-day-old touchpoint will receive 1/4 the credit, and so on. Any touchpoint older than 30 days will receive 0 credit by default. The last multi-attribution model we are going to talk about is the position-based model, which is a kind of a mix of the first and last interaction models. What it does is that it splits the credit between both the first as well as the last touchpoint. For example, you can assign 40% of the credit to the first as well as the last touchpoint and assign 20% to the touchpoints in between. Google also recommends what model is best for you in which scenario. For example, if your ads and campaigns are designed to attract people at the moment of purchase, you should use the last interaction model. But if your campaigns are designed to maintain contact and awareness with the customer throughout the entire sales cycle, you should consider the linear model, in which each touchpoint is equally important. Similarly, if you run 1-day or 2-day promotion campaigns, you may wish to give more credit to interactions during the day of the promotion. In this case, interactions that occurred 1 week before have only a small value as compared to the touchpoints near the conversion. You also have the luxury of using a model comparison tool that comes built in with Google Analytics and provides a useful overview of the impact of the valuation of your marketing channels. You can access it by going to Conversion, then Attribution, and then clicking Model Comparison Tool. You can select up to 3 different models at a time to compare their results. It will also show you the percentage shift in conversions as you change from models. The good thing about analytics is that it also allows you to make your own custom models on top of the default models, tuned to your exact needs. It all depends on what your business goals are and what qualifies as a success for your business. You can create up to 10 custom attribution models per view. Click on any model inside the model comparison tool and select create new custom model. Type in a name, select a default model for your starting point, and then choose your preferred settings. You can set the look back window to on if you want to specify a look back window of 1 till 90 days, where credit can be assigned to touchpoints up to 90 days from the conversion. You can also set the adjust credit for impressions to on if you want to customize how impressions are valued. Set adjust credit based on user engagement to on if you want to distribute credit proportionally based on engagement metrics. You can also set custom credit rules to on if you want to define conditions that identify touchpoints in the conversion path according to characteristics such as position, campaign, or traffic source type. After defining the touchpoints you wish to identify, specify how these touchpoints will be distributed conversion credit relative to other touchpoints. Finally, you can click the Save and Apply button to view the results from your custom attribution model.